Hello all, I Manish Bhelande, Assistant Professor from IT Department, welcomes you for the today's session for the 2 weeks online internship program on demystifying IoT security for digital world. So today we are going to discuss about an RFID. So today's session will be that is RFID is nothing but the radio frequency identification, which is a rapidly growing technology that transmits the information wirelessly through the use of radio waves. This is the basic working principle. Now, how does this RFID plays an means this RFID plays an important role in IoT for solving the identification issues of objects around us. So this is how it helps in the IoT. So now, what are the topics that we are covering today? About RFID. So obviously it starts with the what is RFID. Next one is what are the technology that has been used for it. Then what are the tags, RFID tags. Next one is the components that has been required for RFID technology. Next one, what are the types of the readers? Just like there are multiple tags. So in the similar way, we have the types of readers. Then we have the working frequency of it. Then we are moving to the advantages. What are the various advantages of RFID? And lastly, and most important, what are the various applications? Means where this RFID, this technology it is being used in the various sectors or in the domain. So start with what exactly RFID is. In the beginning only, I told you RFID is the radio frequency identification that works on the radio frequency. As in the name only, it has that radio frequency. So the it works on the radio frequency and it is used for the auto identification for the different objects. Means we are able to track the object and its positions also. Means we are easily able to track its position of the object. So now the RFID consists of the two parts, which are those. First one is the tag and readers. So now what is the tag? Tag is nothing but a small electronic component that stores the information in it. So and reader is used to read that information. It is again the one of the electronic device that is used to read the information that is stored in the tag. So whenever the tag and the reader comes into the contact with each other, so with the help of this radio frequency, the data it has been get exchanged between the tag and reader. Means whatever the data that is stored, information is stored into the tag that has been easily scanned by the reader, and that reader, whatever the data it has been get collected, it will send to the computer for the further analysis. So this is the basic diagram of RFID technology that consists of tag, reader and your computer. So now next, how RFID technology, how does it work? So RFID technology is a specific as a radio technology that uses the radio waves, which is also known as again another concept that is also works on the electromagnetic waves. Whenever waves that is used to identify the tags attached to an object, and thus it helps to identify the object. So in the diagram, you can see that whenever your RFID tag and the RFID readers come into the contact with each other, the tags becomes an active. Means it will obviously the communication that takes place between the RFID tag and the reader. So the RFID tag at where the information is stored, it will, when it comes into the contact with an antenna, it will start transforming its data. Whatever it has been stored, it will start transforming its data to the reader. So the antenna, the second component, which is also the part of the RFID reader that is used to store the data from the tag and transmits that data to an RFID reader. So now what the RFID reader does, RFID readers which has been connected to the antenna, it will receive the data from the RFID tag and it will convert that radio waves into the digital data. so that the computer can store that data into its database. So that's why the computer database, what it does, the data, it is being transmitted into RFID data, where it can stored and can be evaluated further. So this is the basic working principle, or it's the technology that how RFID works. Now moving further, the tags. What are the tags? The tags are the plays a very important role, that it contains a transceiver chip. Means what, it is having the transmitter as well as the receiver in it. It's a kind of the small chip which is triggered by the electromagnetic wave. Just now I told you, whenever it comes into the contact with each other with the reader, so obviously it has been get triggered, and with the help of the electromagnetic wave from the RFID reader and from RFID reader, and transmits an identification number back to the reader. Obviously there are a lot of tags, because what happened in the reader, it has to scan multiple tags. So obviously there should be a unique identification of each and every tag. So it has been for that purpose, the identification number is given to each and every tag, so that it can be get identified. Okay, so the reader and transmits an identification back to the reader. So as per that, the readers will read the information, and what are the information, because the different tag contains different information, and that information, the help of the reader will read, and it will that information is reverted to the computer for further analysis. Now next is the identification number is used for the inventory of the objects with the tags. The same thing just now I told you, for the unique identification, the tag number is being given to each and every tags. So now the tags can be, there are the two types of tags, which are those, the active tag and the passive tag. So now with the help with this diagram, you people will able to identify the difference between these two tags, that active and the passive. The main difference is that the active tag uses the battery power. See here in figure A, or the diagram A, it shows that it shows an active tag that consists it has its own internal power source in the form of battery. So it uses the power that continuously transmit their own signal, as it uses the battery power. Whereas in the passive tag, it has no internal power source. So obviously it has the power, means the power source, the power source, it will be given as an external power source. Okay, so that it will work continuously, then and only it will work continuously. Means a continuous power supply, isko passive tag ko externally we are providing. Whereas here in the active, it uses its battery power. So this is about the tags, active or passive. So now what are the main components? In the previous diagram also we have seen that which are the major components of RFID. Here the first here there are the total 4 components that plays a very important role. So which are those? First one is the tag, second one is your antenna, third one is your readers. Then again the readers are of the two types. First one is the fixed, and second one is your mobile reader, and fourth component is your computer database. So again in the next slide we are going to see what is the fixed reader and the mobile reader. So now starting with the tags, just now I told you the tags can be attached to the assets to send data to the antenna. The microchip embedded in the tag, and tag is what stores the tag ID and programmable data related to an asset. This stored data is then transferred to the reader through the antenna. So this is the main purpose of the tag, is to store the information which has its own unique identification number and the information stored in it. So the information is now the antenna is transferred to the next thread, which is an antenna. The antennas are necessary element in the RFID system because they transmit the RFID tags data to the reader. So that's why it has been always placed between the reader and tag, because without some type of RFID antenna, Whether the integrated or standalone, the RFID reader cannot correctly send and receive the signals to the RFID tag. So that's why to collect the proper information so that we cannot miss any information. Means क्या होता है, continuous streaming of the data होता है, so that it should not happen, it should miss any data. So for that purpose, to receive the signals properly, we need to use this antenna. So obviously it will collect the antenna, it will collect the information from the tag, and it will transform that information to the reader. So now the readers are connected to the antenna and receive the data from the RFID tag. The reader is what receives and converts radio signal, because obviously it works on the radio signals, and that it's need to be converted into the digital data, so that it can be read by the computer for the further processing. So that's why the reader's work is to converting the radio signals into the digital form, and that digital data it will transform to the computer. So again, the reader here, what I can say that there are the two types of readers. One is the fixed reader, and second one is the mobile reader. So now what exactly this fixed reader does? The fixed readers are typically mounted on the wall or other objects, and they stay at only one location, right? And whereas the mobile readers can be installed or carried out anywhere as per its need. So this is the difference between the fixed and the mobile reader, where the fixed readers are the fixed at one position, whereas the mobile readers can be taken or carried away anywhere. And last one is your computer database. The RFID system requires a computer database to process the data that has been stored in the tags. So these softwares can be a program. These softwares can program tags, manage devices and data, remote monitoring, and hardware configuration. So for this purpose, this computer database it has been used. So these are the four major components that has been used for the RFID technology. So now the next slide, that is the types of RFID readers. So what are the RFID reader? In the previous slide, I told you there are the two types of readers. First one is the mobile readers and the fixed reader. So you can see the images of mobile and the fixed reader. So most of us, we have been seen both the readers. So mobile readers we are mostly find in the various commercial malls or at the petrol pump. So we can able to means where such kind of the means readers we can find it easily. So mobile readers means mobile reader, I told you it can be carried anywhere as per the requirement. So the mobile reader can be installed or carried anywhere as it needed. And fixed readers, it is mostly typically mounted to the walls or to other objects, and it stays at only one location. Means what the tags to read in one location to read the data stored in the tag. Here for the fixed readers, most common example what I can say, if you are nowadays we have the RFID tags for the toll system, because whenever the vehicle is pass through the toll, automatically the tag it has been get readed by the reader. So that are nothing but the fixed reader that has been already fixed on the toll. Whenever the vehicle pass through it, so the information in the tag that has been get readed. So this is the example for the fixed reader. Now next is the active and passive RFID system. Just now I told you that active and passive tags. What is the exactly difference? You can say in active RFID, I told you that it uses the internal power source, means it has the battery, so that the continuously transmits its own signal. Whereas the passive doesn't use any internal power source. Obviously, it requires an external power source. So that's why if you observe the diagram, that's why in the passive RFID it works in the bidirectional, means it has its transmitter as well as the receiver, transceiver. It consists of transceiver, means what, transmitter and the receiver, and it consists then antenna, then the radio signal, and RFID. See, for each and every unit, whether it is a transceiver, antenna, radio signal, RFID, it works in the unidirectional. Obviously, because it has the transmitter as well as it has the receiver. Why? Because it doesn't have any internal power source. Okay, so that's why it consists of transceiver. And whereas the active RFID, it doesn't have transmitter, only the receiver. So that's why it works into the unidirectional. Only in one directional the data or the transmission occurs. Right from the RFID tag, it will move to the radio signal, generate the radio signal. Then the radio signal will be catched by the antenna, and antenna through the antenna it will go the receiver. So this is the main difference between the passive RFID and active RFID. Now, next, moving to the RFID tags. What are if you find in the market, there are availability of different RFID tags that based means various models are available. A wide variety of RFID tags are available for various models and different application. Depending on the type of the applications, we can use the different RFID tag. Just like if suppose we take the first example is the paper tag. The main application of this is for the tool tracking and for asset tracking. Then we have the EPC tag, which is nothing but EPC means electronic product code. So it is used for the automatic identification of consumer product. Then we have the inlay tag. The inlay tag is mostly used for the products like garments or any other packed stuff that is being packets mein jo hota hai stuff. Basically, it's a uniform tracking tag. So that's the main thing. Then we have the button tags. These tags are great for sensing presence, identification, etc. They are so small that they can be easily swing into the clothing or inserted into the enclosures. Means this can be, we can insert it any of the what we can say, any of the devices or any of the object, it can be easily get inserted. So that is the specialty of the button tag. Then as per the requirement, the various tags it has been used. So that's why just important tags I had explained you. Then we have the key tags also. These tags are powered by the electromagnetic induction from magnetic field produced near to the reader. Such tags mostly useful for mapping the simple projects like automatic attendance systems. So most likely the key tag that has been useful for such small kind of the application. Then we have metal tag, glue tag, glass tube tag. Then we have the ear tag. This ear tag mostly it has been useful for the animals for the dairy purpose. That has been mostly it has been attached to the animals near to the ear, so that the farmer or who is the owner of that animals, he will easily able to identify where the exactly, or he will able to track its position. Then we have the ceramic tags, then we have the disc tags, and we have the pocket tags also. Then we are having the wearable tags also, which is an RFID bracelets and also that are the again the type of the RFID tag. Again depends on the type of the applications, the tags it has been mostly used. And again the frequency, obviously the working frequency ki hota hai is for we had used this working frequency for the RFID tags, so that again also get varies from tag to tag. I mean depending on the application to application. So for which tag is used for which application, the frequency also gets changed. So now coming next to next, that what the exactly difference between the active and passive and active RFID tag. I already told you the difference, the main difference between the active and passive RFID, where we can say that the active RFID uses the battery power that continuously transmits their own signal, and it doesn't have the transmitter, only it is works in the unidirectional. That also we had seen. Whereas in the passive RFID, it uses the tag with no internal power source. We required an external power source for it. Then the main again the second difference is active RFID commonly used as a beacons to track the real-time location of assets or high-speed environment like tolling. So whatever just मैंने एक example बताया for tolling, in the fixed reader. Many example, whether for the tooling purposes. Obviously, the active RFID tags it has been mostly used. Next one is the passive RFID, usually used for the application like tracking inventory, access control, and brand protections in manufacturing, wholesale, and retail sectors. So in this field, this passive RFID is used. Then another important difference is it provides a much longer read range, but are also more expensive than passive tags, as it is a means the reading range is much more of active RFID, and it has been expensive as it has an internal as it uses its internal battery. So obviously because of that the cost gets increased, whereas the passive RFID don't have the direct power source. That's why it is much more cheaper and reading range is quite lower. So this is what we can say one of the disadvantage of passive RFID. So this is the difference between the active and passive RFID tags. So now coming to the frequency, obviously it has been each and every tags works has its own frequency. So we are having the frequency refers to the size of the radio waves. So RFID system operates in low frequency. These are the frequencies on which it works, which are the that is the low frequency, high frequency, and ultra high frequency. These are the three bands where the RFID tags mostly works. So here in this table, we can see that active or the passive RFID, where the frequency it has been mentioned, that is the LF, which is the low frequency, HF is your high frequency, HF and NFC. NFC is which is nothing but the near field communication, means that works on the whatever the devices works on the electromagnetic field, like radio frequency is referred to as NFC. Whenever the two components comes into the contact, and at that time the exchange of the due to the electromagnetic field, the exchange of information takes place. So that's why the name it has been given, that is the NFC, that is near field communication. Then we have the UHF, which is the ultra high frequency. These are the three bands for the passive, whereas for active we have only ultra high frequency and microwave. So so this is the bands for the active. So the for passive, we have the low frequency of 125 to 125 or 134 kilohertz. Then we have 13.56 kilohertz. Then we have 860 to 950 megahertz. And for active, we have 433 megahertz to 5.8 gigahertz. Then for the reading distance, what is the range for the reading range for this? For passive, we have the maximum of 50 centimeter for low frequency. For high frequency and NFC, we have the maximum 1 meter, and for ultra high frequency, we have maximum 15 meters. And for active, we have maximum 300 meters, which is the highest reading distance for the active tags. The next one is the tags, which are the for passive. It has the small, cheap, easy to produce, as it is cheaper, less in the cost. So obviously it is available easily, whereas the as the active tag it uses its own power battery, so it has been most expensive. But the thing is that the advantage is the reading distance is much more than passive. So this is the working frequency of RFID. Now moving next, that might be the question arises in your mind, most of that what is the difference between the RFID and barcode? Obviously the both it looks like a similar technology, but there is a difference between these two. So what that exactly difference is that for the barcode it will use for the only one times, whereas the read rate for the RFID is that multiple times we can use, that can be 10 hundreds or the thousand times the same tag can be means that can be readable. Okay, but whereas barcode, once it has been read, so it won't able for the next time it won't able to you won't able to access that data. But for the same for the RFID, you can access that data multiple times. Then what is the read range? Obviously the read range for the barcode is several inches to several feet, whereas for the just now we have seen the frequency range of RFID. we can able to see that obviously in comparison to the barcode, obviously the reading range is very much high. That is up to the for passive, it has been given for ultra high frequency up to 40 feet for the fixed reader and 20 feet for the handheld readers. And whereas for the active RFID, it will be up to the 100 of feet or more. Okay. So what's the read speed? Obviously, the reading speed for the barcode is very slow, and here it is a very fast. Okay, it is in the microsecond, and we have the readable. Means what is the readability? How we readability through the objects. So here for the barcode, whenever we are scanning, the means the reader and the barcode position, it should be in the straight line. Then and only it will able to get read. But whereas for the RFID, the whenever it doesn't want a line of straight, must be the line of sight. Obviously it can be accessible through any site once it comes into its range. Means whenever the tag comes into the contact with the readers, so utne frequency whenever it is comes into that range, so obviously the data it has been get accessed by the reader. Next one is the identification. Most barcodes only identify the type of item, that is the UPS code, but not uniquely. Whereas it uniquely identify each item and it has been get tagged. So this is the major difference between the barcode and RFID. So now what are the advantages of RFID? So advantages means the same that you can be get the single item can be get read multiple times. Okay. Then next one, each tag can carry a lot of data. Here the guys, the storage capacity of is a maximum of 2 KB, means maximum 2 KB of data that can be get KB of data. It gets stored into the tag, means it can be a read or write. Means we can remove the information also, and we can fetch the information also in tag. Means it can be used it can be reusable. Next one is the individual items identified and not just a category. I mean just now just a barcode mein bata it's just a category, but here the individual items can be get identified. Then next one is the passive tags have virtually unlimited lifetime. It can be used multiple times, and active tags can be read from the great distance, which is the one of the major advantage of active tags, that it can be useful for the long distances also. जैसे tolling में मैंने बताया था, the tolling example, whenever the vehicle comes in the contact with the reader, so obviously there is no need of sight of need uh, from any angle, that the data can be easily read. Okay, so this is these are the various advantage of RFID. So now moving to the applications. So obviously it has a huge application nowadays. IoT because of this RFID, as the IoT is booming, so RFID obviously it has been work. It is a part of IoT, so that's why it has been mostly used in the various application. So here mostly in the logistic and the supply chain, which is the first application, where the supply chain, in the supply chain we can 100% we can automatically track and identify the shipments before they are shipped and as they had received. So that will obviously it will reduce the manual labor. Okay. Next one is the manufacturing. Obviously it means these examples are related to our logistics and transportation. So that's why it is being used for the supply chain. Next one is the manufacturing, means confirming the progress of each work order as assembly progresses from one stage to the next stage. Means we can easily able to identify the object, or we can easily able to track an object, its positions, from where it has come, where it is going, and what and at where, means just like tracking. So we can easily track what's the exactly position of our of any of our object. So tracking tools and equipment across the facility, eliminating the manual check-in and check-out, means that will reduce the work manually check-in and check-out processes and production delays due to loss of equipment. The next one is the maintenance and repair. So audit trial of tool usage, maintenance, and inspection activities. So alerts the staff in a specific component is missing, then nearest or past expiration date, requirement maintenance, and correctly placed. This is again reduce the manual task. Instead of checking manually what will be an expiry date, or whenever it is means if there is components is missing, so obviously it will give an alert if something is missing, or if it is near to the expiry date, or it requires maintenance. So such kind of the things that has been made much more easy. So next one is the healthcare industry. So here you can say that the patient safety, where the RFID wristband that has been that enhances the safety by the retrieval of patient medication, meal scheduling, prescribed medicines, and medical history. Obviously, with the help of that RFID band, it will give alert to the doctors as well as the other hospital staff. What's his meal schedule, then what kind of the medical he has been given, medications kya hai, then what are the prescribed, what is its medical history. So all that uh, it becomes very easy to access his information. So RFID enabled devices reduce the potential for infection in replacement surgery, such as those involving hips and knees. This is again one of the advantage regarding to the safety. Then next we have the inventory and control. RFID systems can control inventory for critical devices ranging from hard pumps to bedpans. Means medical supplies are ordered, sorted, and tracked by RFID, ensuring more reliable flows and positive results for the patients. Next one is the monitoring. How do we monitor? Monitoring the sensor, RFID sensors monitor and track the samples of blood or tissue that require temperature control, or it monitors the equipment associated with surgical procedure to ensure the necessary equipment is accounted for. So this is for the monitoring purpose. So this is how it has been RFID used in the uh, medical and healthcare domain. So and then other applications that can be like institute, hospitals, schools, and colleges. Then others are like waste management, then the access control. That's not what we have seen. And animal tracking, and for the education purpose also, it becomes a uh, means most of the schools and in the colleges for the this way. Just now I previously explained the online attendance system. Whenever once the students it has been get entered into the college, we can easily able to track his positions, whether he's attending lectures or whether he's not attending the lectures, or kind of things. Those it will be really helpful for tracking the student activity. So this is all means where we can use the RFID. So now finally what I can conclude, that RFID is basically a tracking device which let the things have an unique ID, and it has a good memory management to store all the details of the product or service. Means the RFID is definitely going to stay here. The main potential of this technology is its influence on diverse field. And RFID technology, as it is being used with the IoT to get better performance in a wide range of application. So this is all about the RFID tags, the basics of RFID tags that we had discussed in our today's session. I hope you had understand the concepts of RFID and its related terms, how it works and how it transforms the data. So thank you. So this is all from my side for the today's section. So again, I would like to thank you. Stay home and stay safe and happy learning.